Welcome. Just talk, just talking about some issue that. Oh, hello. Welcome back. How are you? Oh, that was quick. Yeah, I mean, just talking about this issue that may or may not be a myth. People mistakenly think, "Oh, hey, what's up? Hello. Do you speak English? Do you speak a real language? Any language in the world?" Okay, that's ridiculous. Yeah, perception when it comes to this conflict. And I wanted to clarify some things. The biggest priority of every country, the highest moral standard should always be the right to life, the right to innocent life, the right for innocent people to live. You see that in the Torah. Torah is nothing but loving kindness and compassion. And the highest value in the Torah is the value of life, the value of innocent life and defense. And in modern day society, we see that the Torah has influenced society so much that all of the world, especially America, they've prioritized life as the number one priority of any country. America has the right to life, for example. And that's what Israel does as well. Hello, Immortal Teaching. What's up? Long time no see.
Yo,
What's crackling?
shalom.
Hello, hello. It's been a
How are
while.
you today?
Been a super long time. Baruch Hashem. So far,
I
so
thought
good.
about our conversation and then I had a whole bunch of questions and shit.
Oh yeah, I had a whole bunch of answers. Not sure what they are.
You would say something. Anyway, I started reading a new book and I had like a whole bunch of questions, but I didn't want to interrupt what you were saying. So
Yeah,
please,
ask away. No, just to finish off the main point of just the highest priority of any country should always be the right to life. It seems pretty basic now, but that wasn't always what every country would prioritize throughout history. But the Torah is all about life and loving kindness, and we see that the Torah has influenced society so much. We have, like in the American Constitution, the number one right is the right to life. Every country's number one priority should be the right to defend, first of all, its own civilians, whoever they are, and secondly, other civilians, other innocent civilians, as a second priority. Those should be the main priorities of defending life. So that's why I always say Israel is a good guy. Because Israel is all about defense of its own civilians, and also when they're able to, defending even the enemy's civilians as well. But the other side clearly does not is not interested in defense of life. They for many reasons. But yeah, basically that's anyway. Yeah.
I mean, very respectfully, I disagree with you.
You disagree that the right to life is the highest priority, or you disagree that Israel is doing that?
No, no, no.
Which
I
one?
disagree. I disagree that when you say the other side, yeah, so I'm gonna have to defend the other side, right?
Sure.
And I do this very respectfully, okay? Like I was thinking earlier as I was reading this book, I just started reading this new book, okay?
What is it called?
It's
Tell me
called
that.
hang on,
No
I just
pressure.
got it, so just give me one sec.
All right. Something else. Say.
It's called The Secrets of Divine Love.
Interesting. Who's the author, if I may ask?
It's some woman with the last name her name is A Helwa.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So there's a lot of questions that are raised, and I was thinking, like, as I was reading this book, I was thinking about our conversation, and
Yeah.
just as a word of warning, like the book is highly like Islamic, okay,
Okay.
but it makes a distinction that you should not read it as Islamic, like you should read it as like so like as I was reading the book, right, like the preface of the book, I started realizing, okay, the next time I talk to Atmos, I'm not going to use the word like I'm going to set some ground rules, right? So
All right.
I'm going to use the word the creator.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's free country.
And so anyway, like we were talking about a bunch of things, and I really thought about it for like a long time, you know?
Yeah, that's cool.
I really enjoyed our conversation yesterday, by the way.
That's good. Same.
And I learned a lot about like you know, like the question is like I don't think people like even when they get married and stuff, like they don't ask each other like what's the problem? Like what's the real problem? They never sit down and talk to each other like what's the actual problem, right? So this would be like a very rabbinical thing to ask, right? Like Socratic. So in my life, like I try to represent myself in the image of the creator as much as I can humanly possible. And so what that translates to in the conversation between me and you as a Jew and me as a Muslim, is there is a way to have a proper discussion. And if you try to go on TikTok and you try to have discussions with like anybody, most people, 9 out of 10 people, are not going to be able to like put their ego away, right? So once you can't put your ego away and you're egotistical, then you can't really appreciate like there's this hang on, let me give you a quote. Give me 1 sec, okay? And please continue talking so I can hear you as well.
Okay, I'll try. If there's something to say.
Okay, hang on. I gotta turn on the light. Hang on. It's kind of dark over here. Hang
Oh, that's what they all say.
on. Okay. You always have something funny to say, huh? So, like for instance, God is out. Sorry, the Creator is outside of things, but not in the sense of being alien to them. And the Creator is inside of things, but not in the sense of being identical to them. What does that mean to you?
I mean, you're asking me if it's true. Well, yeah, the creator is all encompassing. So he's beyond the world, but he's also in the world. In Judaism, we. Hello. Shoot. Is anyone there? Hello. Shoot. Is anyone there? Brutal. Oh man, that was pretty brutal. Okay. I'm gonna 2 words. Brutal. Yo, welcome back. Yeah, my
Yo,
phone.
the system like something happened, like glitched.
But
The system,
whenever I
yeah.
sometimes when I plug in my phone, it's really bad because like the entire TikTok like resets. I was just plugging in my phone because it was running out of battery, and then the whole TikTok like reloaded. It's pretty brutal.
Yo, so I was thinking about that blue box thing. You know,
Yeah,
like you were talking about. I think that that's like a localized thing on your phone because of the UDP connection. So like, basically, like the pings are coming in, and like it doesn't need to send extra data over the API system and the WebSockets and all that shit. So that's why it's so hard to detect that.
in the browser, it doesn't appear in the browser, by the way.
Yeah, that's it's the same. Well, yeah. You're
It's only
right,
in the
but there's something about the cell phone.
yeah. I tried looking in the source code, but it's not open source. TikTok's not open source, so we had to like look in. People tried to decompile the app, but they didn't fully decompile it, only like some parts, so it's pretty much like impossible to find it. But yeah, I mean, there's a
Yeah,
way to decompile the app, but not like fully decompile, only like
no, you can fully decompile the app, bro.
not fully, only to a
Yes,
certain extent.
of course
Not
you
not
can.
not into a readable language.
Well, you have to like skip from like machine code to like
Like when it
whatever.
compiles to Java, there's like a certain like a stage. Like after Java is compiled before it's fully put into machine code. I forgot what it's called, but you could get it to that level, but you can't really get it further to a certain extent.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Anyway, so you're asking if is the creator found in the world or not? Is that was your question? Or no?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Your question was asking in Judaism is the creator found in the world or beyond the world? Is that like your question or something different?
Essentially, yeah, and like, does heaven have like so like the world that we live in is made of like atoms and matter, right? And but we all know because of Einstein that who was a Jew, by the way, ironically.
Yeah, I heard about
Um, I heard about him too, right?
it.
He kind of figured out that like every atom is like 99.999% like empty space, right? But
Yeah.
it makes all of the like the empty like the empty space, right? Like so there's a couple questions here.
All right, I'm listening.
Um so if we are made of mostly empty space and the world that we live in is made of mostly empty space and that's what we call collectively it becomes matter, right? Does heaven have matter
Not in the
and
same way.
atoms and empty space and
No, there's no physical matter. In the heaven is not like a physical existence. Physical is like you know something that we can detect it with the five senses. Physical sight, physical sound, etc. The physical sense of touch. Those are like the physical, but the spiritual worlds. It's like it's not like matter. It's just spiritual energy, like the world of concepts, the world of divine beings, like the
is it
soul.
electricity?
Ah, in Kabbalah we call it that everything is made. All the universes are made with first of all the creator's himself, the way that the creator limits himself to the world, but the way the creator's energy is called metaphorically by Kabbalists as light, or in Hebrew. Um, it's not like a it's not only physical light. Physical light is only the last expression of it, but ultimately there's this idea of light, which is like a revelation. It's like the revelation of the creator. There's two things. There's the revelation of the creator and the concealment of the creator. And
Yeah,
those
I
two
mean,
things are the
uh,
two sources of
uh,
everything.
dude. So like, it's like ironic that like everything, like, are you Hasidic or like, if it's okay if I ask, like,
Maybe
okay, maybe you are Hasidic. Okay, so
you say so. You're the expert.
you're very clever. Um, so like basically like what I was trying to say is that when I was growing up as a Muslim and being taught about God and like heaven and all these things that we're talking about, right? I was taught the same thing, man. Like I one day as a young child, I asked my what a Christian would call a priest, right? I asked
Yeah.
him, I was like, what is God made of? Is he a man? Is he a woman? Like, what is it? And the answer I got was he's neither man, he's neither woman, but he created the two and he's made of light.
Interesting. I mean, I
Pardon?
should clarify. When I say light, that's talking about only the energy of the creator that makes the world, but the creator himself is infinitely beyond the concept of creation. The fact that we call him the creator is not even like a true name, which is like kind of an expression, because the creator is not only a creator. Creation is like something that he does, but creation does not define him as a creator. He's already defined as himself. Creation is just like some one of the, like basically nothing in comparison to him himself.
I'm trying to find another quote for you as you speak. I'm still listening to you, but I have questions for you, man.
I have answers.
Um, so,
It's brutal because I
okay,
can't.
so what
Yeah.
do you think about this? So there's a quote, and it says, "Surely the believers are brothers to make peace between your two brothers, and remain conscious of the Creator, so that you might be graced with His mercy." Remember we were talking about mercy?
Yeah.
And then, okay, so think about that for a second. Let me find another.
I mean,
Uh,
it sounds like a bit of a run-on sentence. I'm not sure if English was the person's first language. No offense. He used the word
uh,
he used the word brothers twice within a few words, which does not sound like he's good English.
yeah, but
That's
I
not,
mean, it kind of has like a poetic, like, uh,
yeah,
okay, what?
poetry. I mean, poetry generally is not supposed to repeat the same word within the same few words of each other. Whatever. But,
Okay, what about this one?
yeah,
You ready?
I don't know if I'm
Okay.
ready. You can read it. Yeah.
Why do you always have to answer like that, dude?
Like what?
Uh, I see what you're doing. You're like spiritually protecting yourself. I get it. So it
Yes.
says, vision does not encompass the creator. The creator encompasses vision. He is above all comprehension, ac- yet is acquainted with all things. What does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me, or what does it mean?
What does it mean to you?
I don't know. It means a
Okay.
lot of things. Do you have like a question behind that? Like, I
No,
mean,
no, no. I'm just reading some quotes to you from like,
a
just to,
question. Like, I could answer questions. I can't really answer
you
answers.
can answer questions. Okay.
Yeah,
But I asked you a question, right? I said, what does it mean to you?
yeah, but no offense, but it's not really a question. It's like if you have like
Okay.
a specific question, like what is this? Like what does it mean in this context? Like I don't
Okay.
know.
Let me ask you another one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll form it as a question. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
So when we talk about the creator,
Yeah.
um, what do you think it means when the creator says, take one step towards me, I will take 10 steps towards you. Walk towards me, I will run towards you. What does that mean?
What verse is that in the Torah?
It's actually not from the Torah
Oh, so then how do you know the creator said it?
because you're gonna disagree. See, then you're gonna just break my argument apart, right? And that's not the point.
Or is it?
It's
It
from
depends.
it's from the Quran. It's from the Quran.
Okay. I mean, I don't really believe in the Quran, so I
I
can't
know,
really answer
and
towards it.
that's fine. But
But you could.
I'm asking you the questions because I'm interested in what your mind thinks, you know?
So what's your question?
On the last quote,
Yeah. What's like your question about it?
well, I mean, do you believe that like if you take one step towards the creator, he takes 10 steps towards you? If you ask the creator, "Are you there?" one time, do you believe that he's going to answer you? I believe he's going to answer you 100 times. I am here. I am here. I am here. What do you think?
It's a good question. If you run towards him, will he run towards you 10 times? I don't know, 10 or 9, maybe 11. When it comes to the Torah verses, like when it mentions numbers, like every number has a very exact, specific meaning. There is a concept though that like the Creator acts in commensuration with our efforts towards Him, but that commensuration could also be infinite. For example, there's a commandment that the Jewish people have like to give tzedakah. We're talking about like giving charity, you know. It's not really considered charity. The word tzedakah in Hebrew usually translates as charity, like giving to people who are less fortunate. But it also means it means righteousness in Hebrew because it's like giving to those in need. It's actually not just like a nice thing to do in Judaism. It's actually considered a judgment. It's actually considered like just the basic minimum. Um, But still, like if someone like increases it and goes beyond the required amount, or if someone gives it all, then it's like if someone gives to someone in need, then the creator will give to them, basically. So the idea is that generally if someone gives 10% of their earnings to the poor, then so
Right.
to speak, it said that the creator will metaphorically also give 10% of himself, so to speak. I mean, not specifically 10. The idea is though that 10% of infinity is still infinite. So even though it's like in commensuration with what we're doing, but it's also like infinitely greater. Um,
Okay, wait, hang on. So, are you aware that so you know this concept of sadaqah, right?
yeah,
In so in Islam we have the same exact concept and we call it sadaqah.
interesting. Sounds pretty similar.
Did you know that?
Nope,
Okay, so you know we have like zakat, right?
nope, never heard of that.
You don't know what zakat is, bro?
Nope, I don't know
Okay, so
anything
like
about other religions. Only Torah.
okay, so like
I don't
in
really.
In Islam we have this there's five pillars of Islam and one of them
Yeah.
is zakat, which is like giving 2%, no more, no less. Okay,
Okay. 2%.
2% of your income should go to the needy, the poor.
Okay.
Like we say, miskin, right?
Okay.
But then there's this concept called sadaqah. In your tradition, you call it sadaqah, right?
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Maybe. Is it?
Yeah, so like my mom and dad, like they always told me like pay your zakat, but also give sadaqah when you can.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I asked them why. I said, Mom and Dad, why is sadaqah important? You guys say sadaqa, right?
Yeah.
And they said that like because like zakat is one thing. That's like mandatory, okay? But sadaqah is something that you can use as like basically it's like a tool. So if you can give 10% sadaqah, then God will reward you 10% back or 100% back,
Yeah. Interesting.
right? It's the same concept, isn't it?
Similar concept. But yeah, the
What's
idea
it?
is like even though it's 10%, but it's like for example, like 10% for a rich person could be a lot more than 10% for a poor person. So when we say like, okay, if you give 10% of you, then the creator, so to speak, is like 10%. But the 10% the creator gives is like infinite because it's like a. But yeah, so the idea is that tzedakah in the Torah, it says it's like 10% is mandatory, and then between 10% and 20%, the general consensus is like that's, so to speak, the extra amount. And the simple meaning of the law is that one should never give more than 20%. But the deeper meaning says that that law of someone should never give more than 20% is only for someone who has never done any bad things in their life. But if someone has actually done bad, God forbid, and they need to have forgiveness from the Creator, then giving more than 20% is not just like some random giving, but it's actually the same thing as medical bills that someone would pay their doctor. Just like someone would give all the money they have in order to get their physical body better. Giving more tzedakah is just like a spiritual remedy because the tzedakah actually saves people from everything, from physical and
Yeah, so
spiritual.
like so essentially my brother well, first of all, hang on, let me slow down for a sec, okay? Because I'm a kind of a hyper person, you know?
All right.
Um
There's a new guest requesting. Should I request? Should I accept her also, or wait?
sure, why not?
I don't want to interrupt what you're saying though. We'll get back to it if we get interrupted.
No, invite her. Let's see what she
Hi.
has to say.
Hi. What's up? Hadassel FTK.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Shalom.
I have a question for you.
Hello. Who? Me or the guest?
I guess either of you can answer. It doesn't really matter to me.
Hi.
But my question is, how are they objectively the good guys in your eyes?
Yeah, that's a good question. So
Wait, hang on, wait. That's kind of off topic what we're talking about.
Well, it's on the screen, so I mean, to
It
be
is
fair,
not off topic.
it's on the screen. It's on the screen. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
No. So yeah, it's a good question. I mean, it's on the screen. So yeah, I mean, the highest because good. I mean, I define good as the preservation of innocent life. Say innocent. People could say good means anything, but I say good. Good is life. Good is defending and protecting life, especially the lives of the
Of
innocent.
course.
So the first priority should always be defending one's
Mm-hmm.
own civilians' innocent life. The second priority should be defending innocent life in other places as well. Innocent life should always be the highest priority. And yeah, I mean that's what Israel does. Israel is only about defense. Everything they do is defense, defending the right to life. The right of life is the highest priority that should ever happen.
Yes.
And Israel is all about defending life. So yeah.
Okay. And would you argue that Palestine is not?
Well, I don't believe that Palestine exists as a country or anything. If you're talking about Gaza, that's another discussion. I do not believe
Palestine is
that.
a country in my eyes. If you don't, I
You
understand,
could,
okay?
you could believe that. That's
But
fine.
according to your words,
Yeah,
how does Gaza not apply to this?
yeah. It's a good question. So the people who run Gaza, Hamas, they
Yes.
knew. So they're the ones that launched this attack in Israel on October 7th, and they knew that they did not have the necessary means to defend their nation. So any smart nation, even if they believe they're being oppressed, which I don't believe they were, but even if they believe they were being oppressed, any nation that cares about life would never start some kind of giant conflict like that, knowing that they would have no way of defending themselves. That's like deliberately putting their own civilians at risk,
Okay.
in my view.
So you blame Hamas for the thousands of Palestinians dying every single day?
First of all, I do not believe that thousands of people in Gaza are passing away every single day. If they are, then yes, I would blame Hamas for that, hypothetically.
And that's
If that
why.
was the case. If that was the case, I don't believe that's happening.
Okay, okay,
But
okay.
yeah,
But if it's the case, right?
yeah. I
Why
would
do you
blame
think?
Hamas
Okay, I won't
on.
say thousands. I'll say, why do you, so you blame many people dying in Gaza every single day on Hamas?
Yeah, they're the ones who started this specific conflict on October 7th. I mean, people might argue, which I don't agree with. People might say, oh, before there was stuff also. But this specific conflict that results in all the loss of life, Hamas started this specific
Yes,
one.
true, but even before that, this has been going on for a very long time, has it not?
Well, when you say this, people are not being hit
The
with airstrikes every
conflict
day.
between Israel and, in your words, Palestine. I mean,
Well,
Gaza.
not my,
Gaza.
yeah, saying, but this concept of people passing away every day from bombs and stuff like that, that was not going along. Israel was not
Not just
attacking.
those things, other
That's
things
that,
as
that's the only
well.
thing. That's what I was referring to. Saying like
Okay.
in this conflict, the concept that you mentioned of people passing away every day from starvation and like bombing and stuff. That stuff only started. That specific thing only started October 7th. Maybe there was other things that I don't know about before that. That's a different
Okay.
discussion.
So you don't think that them using weapons on quote unquote Gaza is their fault? You think it's Hamas's fault?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Israel has
So
responsibilities to
they have
defend.
no blame at all.
No.
Israel is completely innocent.
Yeah.
So you could watch a child die in front of your eyes from weapons of Israel and say that it is Hamas's fault, correct?
I don't believe that Israel has ever intentionally targeted any child or any innocent civilian for that
Of
matter. I
course,
believe
but
that
I'm just
Israel
saying.
always gives sufficient warning before it attacks any place. It tells people where to go, and it does it, and it sends out millions of text messages like this. So
When
yeah, every child
and
is absolutely
where?
a tragedy.
When and where?
What?
Where did they do this?
Every time Israel hits any building, they're obligated to, and they do. There's record like they send out
They
millions
were
of text
also
messages.
obligated to not attack so unproportionally. They attacked them so much worse than they retaliated. I think they. Okay, let me put this into words that I can say. Okay,
Yeah.
I think that Israel, when they retaliated, that they went too far, and they had knowledge that Gaza, in your words. And by the way, when I say Gaza, in your words, I don't believe you understand. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that they unfortunately retaliated very heavily, in which they knew a situation that Gaza could not fight against.
Okay.
And do you believe this is to be true, or do you think that
I
they
believe,
responded correctly?
well, this, I believe it's kind of partially true, but the way that it's expressed, I disagree with. Because again, I mean, so the highest priority of any country, especially Israel included, should always be defending the lives, innocent lives, and all innocent lives, honestly. But the number one priority should always be the innocent lives of their own country. So when Israel was attacked October 7th, and even before October 7th, there was also rockets being launched all the time. Israel has a responsibility to defend the lives of millions of its own civilians in its country. If Israel does not do that, then it's like they're stealing the right to life
Okay.
from their own civilians. There's civilians that live under Israeli government. They expect the right to live. The right to life is the highest priority that exists. So if a
why
foreign
you...
enemy
I'm
is
sorry.
attacking them, then Israel has an obligation. It does not have a choice. It has to go after this foreign enemy, and it has to completely eliminate the threat to its own civilians that is caused by that foreign any foreign enemy. It doesn't matter if it's from Gaza or anywhere. Anyone that attacks Israel, they have forfeited their right to just live in peace without being Israel retaliating. Israel has an obligation to defend the innocent lives of its own millions of civilians. So anyone who attacks Israel is opening themselves up to being attacked. Unfortunately, that's just the reality. Israel does not have a choice. Israel cannot just sit back and let its own innocent civilians be attacked. That's never an option. Israel has no choice but to go after every single Hamas member everywhere they are and make sure they have no ability to ever do anything remotely similar to what they've done in the past. It's not a choice. Israel has no choice in the matter.
Well, you say they have no choice, but they needed
Correct.
not to respond in the way they did and to continue to respond in the way they do. And I understand and I completely believe that every single country has a right to defend life, and that's also why I stand for Palestine. Okay? But listen, I am not completely against Israel. And I just believe that Palestine is not necessarily in a higher moral ground, but that they are so much more vulnerable. And I don't think the civilians should be connected directly to Hamas, because there's a lot of people, and a lot of them don't even support Hamas. There are many that do, but literally half the population, they're children. That's why so many people say children are dying, because there's so many children. How do you expect them to defend themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect that. That's the tragedy. I mean, that's why
They have
Israel
an
tries to
obligation
avoid.
to live, do they not?
Yeah, they do. That's why Israel tries to
So
never target them.
why do you support this conflict at all? Why do you support, inherently you support Israel? Nothing you support about Palestine, right?
Again, I don't believe that Palestine exists. So
Okay, Gaza, whatever you want to say.
yeah,
At the end of the day, it's Palestine. Okay,
okay.
everyone. You're the only person I've ever met that acknowledges as Gaza. And so are you Zionist?
It's a good question. Am I Zionist? It depends. There's different kinds of Zionism, so it's not just one
Well, can you
blanket yes or
explain them
no.
to me? Because I actually don't know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the common understanding of Zionism is something in some ideology that started in the late 1800s and then early 1900s, which was essentially like a secular belief that came after the Enlightenment, which was not really connected to the creator or anything. It was like a bunch of secular Jews that kind of like decided that they only care about the physical land of Israel, but they don't care about like the creator or the Torah or anything. So that specific brand of Zionism I don't agree with. And in fact, to the best of my knowledge, all of the religious Jews that I'm aware of at that time, they got together, which was kind of rare at that time, and they signed like these joint documents saying like, yeah, we definitely denounce this Zionism in every way. It should be protested in every possible way. imaginable, and it said like a lot of bad things about people who supported it. Actually, this was like the early Zionism, 1800s, early 1900s. That was when it was like a hypothetical idea. Like, should we do this? Should we not do that? The people at that time, they only cared about the land. They didn't care about the creator or like the Torah or anything. So that specific ideology was considered like evil by the vast majority of the religious Jews at the time. But then after 1948, when the Jewish people there were attacked and then they defended themselves and then established the state of Israel, at that time there was an actually completely new existence in the world. And because like the whole world changed, like it wasn't the Zionism was no longer like some hypothetical ideology, but it was an actual practical reality of the Jewish people who were already living in their land. And all the Jews believe, even if they didn't believe in the early Zionism, all Jews believe that the land of Israel was always given to the Jewish people since Abraham for all time. Just the question was like, okay, what should they practically do about it in terms of getting it back, whatever. But once it already came into their possession, after the fact, that's a sign that the Creator, who directs all of the events in the world, the Creator was one that like got it back into their possession. And since it always belongs to the Jewish people all the time, now that it's in Jewish possession since 1948, at least according to the Chabad Hasidus movement, now that it's already part of the Jewish possession, it should never be given back, because essentially the Creator always gave it to the Jewish people forever. And once the world events happened in such a way that it came back in Jewish possession, then that's like the Creator putting it back to the Jewish people. So once it's in Jewish possession, the Jewish people should never relinquish the land, even a tiny amount of it. And if they do, that's considered like stealing from the Creator. And it also endangers, and anytime the Jewish people give away the land of Israel, even a tiny bit, that's not only is it bad in terms of stealing from the Creator who wants it to belong to Jewish people, but it's also putting millions of their civilians at risk. Because every time they give away land, they're inviting more conflict to themselves. That's why I believe Israel is partially responsible for this conflict, because they're the ones who gave away Gaza and other land in the West Bank. Israel gave that away. It was under their possession from the Six-Day War. They should have kept it. If they would have kept it, we would probably not have any problems at all in the Middle East right now. But all these problems that are happening is because Israel kept on giving away the land and putting millions of their civilians at risk. So that second form of Zionism, the idea that this is a Jewish land because the Creator gave it to them, and they should never give it away, that's what I support. But the original Zionism, me, like most other Jewish people at the time, did not support. So two different Zionisms.
Okay. Well, thank you for explaining that to me.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, I can't say that our discussion has necessarily changed my opinion, but has it made me more open to other people's opinions? Yes, and I have understood it better, so thank you. Okay, have a nice day.
All right, let me know if you have any more questions anytime.
All right, bye.
See you when Sheikh comes. Hello, Yitzchak Hagadol.
I don't know how to leave.
New guest. Maybe you're supposed to stay. The secret. What's up, Yitzchak?
Shalom, shalom. How you doing?
Baruch
Yay.
Hashem. Excellent. How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, but I've said, even the Rebbe said, not to give Gaza up.
Yes,
so
never give. The Lubavitcher Rebbe, leader Rebbe, was very clear. He said clearly, Israel should never give away any of their land, and he also specified, especially not Gaza, not Judea, Samaria. Israel should never give away even the tiniest inch of land. It's not only is it for religious reasons, is that stealing from the Creator Himself, but that's endangering millions of innocent civilians that have the right to live, and that Israel is obligated to defend. And giving away land is the opposite of defense. But yeah.
That's how I look at the whole conflict. It's within the Ratzonim. So that's why the whole land is our land. I said it's in the Rat zone of HaKodesh Baruch Hu.
Oh yeah, it's all the possession of Hashem. Yeah.
Because, you gotta look at it like this. Like, for me, it's from the Euphrates. Well, right now, but it is, to the Euphrates to the now. It's all me. I say the whole Middle East is Aretz Israel. The whole Middle East belongs to Aretz Israel.
Well, according to the Torah, whenever the Jewish people defend themselves, whenever the Jewish people fight a war and they defend themselves and gain new land, then that new land they gain is part of the Torah law, part of Israel now. So like in the Six-Day War, when Israel conquered the Sinai, technically, I mean, in a way, that could be part of. I think. I mean, could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that means that becomes part of Israel, because once
It is a part.
the Melchemes mitzvah, a war of a mitzvah, a war of a mitzvah as opposed to an optional war, means either the war that the Creator commanded Joshua to conquer from the Canaanites originally, or a war of a mitzvah could mean any war that Israel fights for self-defense. Any self-defense war is a mitzvah war, which means it has the Torah laws, the Torah obligation of fighting, and therefore the results of that war make any land that's conquered through that war part of Israel.
Baruch Hashem. I mean, I'm be real with you. I think like going in the Messianic era, well, the whole world. You know what did they? What's that say? Right? You know, you surround the whole size of Aretz Israel. Right, Aretz Israel, the whole size of the world.
Yeah, it says the Har HaBayis, the Temple Mount, will take up the entire Yerushalayim, because when Mashiach comes, it says all the synagogues in the world are going to like fly to Israel and connect themselves to the future Temple Mount. So all the synagogues are going to take up a lot of space. So the entire Jerusalem will be the Temple Mount, and then the entire current borders of Israel will be the New Jerusalem. And then the rest of the world will be the new Israel, essentially.
Baruch Hashem.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. The other guest left. The other guy. Immortal. Oh, he's in the comments still. Alright, he can come back when he wants. But yeah, it's all good.
I kind of like when the opposition comes up, darling, because I like
Yeah. He's not really opposition. I mean, we were talking earlier just like about like other random stuff. But yeah, the other yeah, whatever. It's all good.
What you know? Where you at?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, so are you in the? You go to Aretz Shani?
The who?
Aretz Kodesh Shani 7-7.
Oh yeah, yeah. You mean Rishon?
God, dude, Rishon. Come on, listen. It's always gonna be I look at it as you got to look at. You remember back in the days of the Amoraim, right? You know, so you had Aretz Israel, you know, you have Yavna, but then the second place was where the Exarchs was in Bavel.
Well, the Talmud Bavli is more authoritative than Yerushalmi, because during the exile, after the Churban Abayis, after the destruction of the temple, then the Creator Himself, it says, went into exile with the Jewish people. But during the exile, so to speak, the Creator's found more in the main place where the Jewish people are exiled to. Even more than Eretz Yisrael during the time of the exile, until Mashiach comes, which is soon. But yeah, pretty intense.
So do you look at it right now with in 770, like in Brooklyn, that's the new Bavel, and obviously Yerushalayim is always going to be Yerushalayim. I don't, care what nobody says, like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Bavitch Rebbe said in 1992 that 770 Eastern Parkway is like similar revelation to the actual temple before the destruction of the temple.
Yeah. Well, I'm not one to argue with the Rebbe. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to argue with him or anything like that. But I would say that I would compare more to like Babel, and that's where this. Well,
no, that's what it's compared to. That's what it is.
Yeah.
In Babel, the Creator, the Shekhinah, was found more in Babylon than it was in Israel after the destruction.
With Amoraim, yeah. Well, a little bit because the first Amoraim, like, was it like Resh Lakish? Yeah, Resh Lakish. He was Amoraim. So, but they're more in Yerushalayim, and then it kind of went further because of like Roman prosecution a lot, then especially when they started to push like the, Constantine, he pushed like Christianity. So they moved more, the Babel, because it was under, the Sassanids and their Zoroastrians, and they didn't really care. I'm not saying there was no prosecution. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. There was no prosecution with the Sassanids, because later on there was, but it was way less than with the Romans. Way less.
Interesting.
Way less.
Yeah. The Lubavitch Rebbe said in 1992 talk that he Okay, called Country Space Abedischer Babel. You heard about it? The packet regarding the house of our Rebbe in Babylon.
Yeah.
You heard about it? No. From
The
1992?
7070.
Yeah, yeah.
Said not. Yeah, 770. Yeah, the Chabad.
Yeah, what do you remember? What do you
Every
remember?
Chabad has a Shekinah. Has every time I go by Chabad, it has the presence of the Shekinah.
Yeah. The Shekhinah is like the same idea. Like you mentioned, like Ezekiel, when the Ezekiel's in the times of the destruction of the first Beis Hamikdash, first Jewish temple, it says that the people who were exiled outside of Israel were worried. Oh no, maybe the Creator abandoned us because we're outside of Israel now. But the Creator told Ezekiel, like, no, I'll be for them as a small sanctuary in the lands that they arrived to. And that means that in the lands that they're exiled to, there's always at least one synagogue that is considered like the small sanctuary as like a replacement for the base of Mikdash in exile, specifically. Even though the Creator is found everywhere, but in the specific synagogues, he's like revealed more. And in this one synagogue in the world at a time, he's revealed the most. And that one synagogue during the time of exile is in the main place the Jewish people are found, outside of Israel, which the Rebbe said now, because the Rebbe, who was his father-in-law, came to 770 Eastern Parkway and got that as home. And the Rebbe, the soul of the Rebbe includes the souls of all the Jewish people in the whole world. So since the Rebbe came to 770, then it's like as if the entire Jewish people came there. And then since the entire Jewish people, as if they came there, then it's like as if the Creator followed them all there. And besides the fact that in actuality, tons of Jews are also living in this area.
That's about, yeah. That's shiny.
Oh, she's requesting. Hi, welcome back. It's been a long time.
Hello,
Where are you
everyone.
from?
Hello,
Where are you from? Where are you from? Albania?
Me?
This is 101. I'll bring it back in a second. Sorry. What's up?
Hi.
Anyway, hi. What's up? Sorry.
Hi.
Sorry.
Oh, I kind of want to ask an unrelated question.
Yeah, sure.
What do you think about the Ukrainian war then, the Ukrainian-Russian war?
I don't know too much about it, honestly.
Really? Okay. I honestly just wanted to know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I haven't studied it in depth. I mean,
Okay.
I know Ukraine was invaded, but then other stuff happened in 2014. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it was a little bit of everything, really.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're Hasidic Jew?
I guess. I mean, that's what they say. I don't know who they are.
Then what's a kind of Jewish are you?
I'm Jewish.
I don't know what kind to ask, because, like, some people are Hasidic, some people are Orthodox. I don't know. Sorry.
A Jew is a Jew. Always.
Okay. I understand then. And you live in the United States?
Yep.
Okay, and do you think that maybe changes your perspective on the war? The
Which war?
Palestinian and the the Israel and Gaza conflict, okay?
Does the fact that I live in the United States affect my opinion of that war?
Do you think so?
Maybe. I mean, if I lived somewhere else, I mean, I can't imagine what I would be like if I lived somewhere else because I've always lived in America. But
Your entire life?
Yep, never set foot outside of America.
Well,
ever.
that's unfortunate.
Really? I like America.
I mean, what do you never want to go to Israel?
Only when the Messiah comes. I don't plan on going before that. There's no
Okay, I
reason.
think I would visit. It seems nice, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
That's all? You sure?
Do you want me to say more?
If you have more questions.
Okay, let me reread the question and let's see.
Oh, you have it written down? Like a script?
Oh, well, no. Hold on. Okay, so when it first started, what was your opinion on it?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much the same as it is now. I mean, I heard about these hostages being taken, these horrible atrocities that Hamas committed to these civilians. I was terrified. I mean, I just wanted Israel to get them all back.
Okay.
Do everything they can to get the hostages back, make sure it can never happen again. That's what it was then, that's what it is now.
And do you think there are many Israeli citizens being killed?
There were in October 7th. Nowadays, Baruch Hashem, there's a lot less.
Yeah. I know a few people who live in Israel. They live nice. That's good.
Yeah, it was a good defense system. But I mean,
Yes.
it's definitely. But they were even before October 7th. Hamas was launching rockets at Israel all the time.
Yes.
And so I mean, even though Israel is defending them, but still, just the fact that they were launching rockets. I mean, there's always a risk that one of them could get by. Like that's an actual, legitimate threat to the innocent lives in Israel. That Israel, even before October 7th, Israel should have taken care of it before that. But I guess October 7th was kind of like the last straw that they needed to do it. That like it gave them no other choice.
Okay.
Before that as well, it doesn't make any sense that Israel could just sit back and let themselves be hit for so long. Israel should have responded a lot before, and if they did, they would probably have prevented it. But after it happened, then it's like they have no choice now.
And they had to retaliate. And I agree that it's
Yes.
important to protect your citizens, protect your country, your state. But I still do feel as if it is a bit inhumane, the things or weapons they use on Gaza, okay?
Okay. Do you have any specific examples and any alternatives that you would
Honestly,
have done differently?
I don't.
Okay,
Like,
that's all good.
I was never really connected to like politics until recently. I mean, my country was in war, so like it was important for me to like help and to look at what's happening between the conflict of Israel.
Okay. You
But
still there?
also,
Oh,
okay, one
okay,
more
okay, sure.
thing, one more
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, sure. You could have more than one.
What do you think about the majority religion of Gaza, Islam? What do you think about Islam?
What I think about Islam? I mean, that's a pretty broad question, don't you think? It's like, what do you
Like
think
as
about
a
the religious?
whole, as a whole.
I mean, I could say some general things about it, but it's still a pretty general question. No, in Judaism, we do not. In Judaism, we do not accept the prophet Muhammad as a prophet. But in terms of
Okay.
other people believing it, we don't really have any. I mean, I don't have any opposition to other people who are not Jewish believing it because we don't believe that it's idolatry. It's the only other religion that I'm aware of that's not idolatry. Idolatry is like the belief that there's multiple gods or that God has like a body and a form,
Okay.
something like that. So as
And
far as
so
I
you
know,
believe
Islam is the only religion that's not idolatry, which is good.
Christianity is idolatry.
The vast majority of Christianity, it's debatable if there's like maybe one or two like weird versions of it that maybe are kind of on the border. But the overall
Denominations, like, can you
like
give me
they
an
might have
example?
like they might there's like some versions that believe that like really there's one creator, but then the other guy they say is like some kind of helper or something. They don't believe that he's an actual divine figure. They just believe he's like kind of a helper. It's pretty rare, but like those few denominations, they're still not good, but it's like less idolatry in terms of actual definitions of idolatry. But it's pretty close anyway, and the vast majority of it is. But yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, I'm Orthodox Christian. So what do you think about Orthodox Christianity? Like, do
I
you
don't know that
believe
much
that we are
about it.
idolaters? I don't know,
I
say
don't
it.
know exactly what they believe, so I don't know.
You don't know what we
Generally,
believe?
idolatry is to believe that there's more than one creator and more than
Okay.
one director
Well,
of the world, or that
we believe.
that the creator has like a
I'm
body and
sorry.
form. So, sorry, that's it.
Yes. Okay, so we believe in a a Trinitarian God.
Okay.
So in that case, would you say we're
I mean,
idolaters?
I don't know much about that. I mean, it could mean a lot of things.
I know that someone in the chat said they believe the Trinity is one. Like, yeah, we do, but a lot of people don't interpret it that way.
Yeah, it depends. In that case, it would depend on the individual interpretation.
Well, generally speaking, we believe that God is three persons in one divine being.
Okay, interesting. I mean, I don't know. It's a little more complicated. I mean, generally, the creator is only one. He's not like a person in any way. He's just like one all-encompassing.
Yes, he is
Creator.
one. You're right. Of course he's one. We
And
don't
one
believe he's
means
three
one does
separate
not.
people.
When you say one,
Okay,
we don't
wait.
mean
I have
one
to
in the
go.
sense of.
I'll have a nice day.
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. I don't know why she ran away. Hopefully, it's not something I said. It's all good. Anyway, yeah, we believe the creator is not only like one. Could mean it's like one that's like combined of other parts, but no, like one and only one unified creator. No, not made up of any parts of any kind. No body in any way. Just one unified director of the universe, of the heavens and earth. That's it. So the other guy, Yitzchak, I mean, they wanted to have him on, but they didn't want to have. They only want to have one guy at a time. All right. Well, if anyone else wants to come up, let me know. But if not, maybe we'll end it for now. I'm not sure. Anyway, see you all when Mashiach comes.